about this thing we call Pan-Afrikanism, then you must be about the process of re-Africanizing yourself. Cut and dry. That's cut and dry. That's where we at in 2009. ReAwakening Pan-Afrikanism. It's being put that way because of the fact that it's not on our dialect, nor is it in our behavior as it should be collectively. So we want to reawaken it within us collectively. There are some individuals amongst us that understands it, that demonstrates it. But the majority of us don't. And a lot of us are in this thing we define as being the conscious community. What is the conscious community? I often ask myself that question within the last month, leading up to this right here. I would sit down and just say, what is this thing we call the conscious community? When I look into it, and I does not see consciousness being manifested in our collective behavior. Understand, I'm dealing with us collectively tonight. So the collective is going to outweigh the individual. That's right. So even though an individual amongst us may be doing all what I say we should be doing, I'm speaking to the collective. Because it's the collective that carries the most weight. It's the collective that's most important. It's always the collective. It's through the collective that we sustain ourselves. It's through the collective that the individual exists. There will be no individual in the absence of the collective. But there is no absolute individual. There is no individual in the absolute sense, as these Europeans have trained us from birth to believe.
Break it down.
There's no such thing as you being detached from a body.
That's right.
You are not separated from a body. You do not exist unto yourself by yourself. Your existence is by way of others.
That's right.
So therefore, you have a responsibility to the others.
That's right.
Children, this is Pan-Afrikanism. Every child going to school should know that he or she goes to school with purpose. Even the ones that we send in these messed up schools until we get our own, they need to know that they go in with purpose. Your education does not belong to you.
That's right.
Your education, whatever you get, is for the collective.
Yeah, that's right.
You're going to learn to develop yourself so you can do our collective progression and development. And if you have children and you have not told them that, if you have not put that in them, you have done them a disservice. That's why they don't appreciate learning now. Because they don't associate purpose with it. See, and that's what hurts us. Look around us right now. Everything you see serves a purpose. Everything that you see serves purpose. If it exists, it serves purpose. Whether conceptually or practically, it serves purpose. There is no such thing as education without purpose.
Come on, brother.
That's what hurts us. There is no such thing as education without purpose.
That's right.
There's no such thing as children coming into existence without purpose, even though we have children without planning for them. Once they are here, they have purpose.
That's right. Yeah.
And if our young people mistakenly bring children into the world, it's the responsibility of the adults in their lives to get to them, to make them understand that your child has purpose.
That's right.
If they don't know how to instill purpose, then you instill purpose. Every child is a man of liberation. Understand that.
That's right.
Every child serves to perpetuate us. We don't need no child going out in this world and being destroyed, physically or mentally. We need all of our children to be healthy and sane and sound. So we have to teach them. Another thing, Pan-Afrikanism understands that nothing exists. Nothing comes into existence. Nothing sustains and maintains its existence without struggle. Nothing. Struggle is a universal law. Struggle is not necessarily bad. It's our response to how we struggle and the results of how we respond to it that makes it bad. But struggle is necessary. Resistance is necessary. Resistance is good for development. In order to develop, you must be resistant. In order for your discipline to strengthen itself, there must be some resistance. There must be you trying to deny yourself something. You must be refraining from something. You must be striving to get control over yourselves in a particular area of development that builds discipline. Controlling your tongue, controlling your eye, controlling your lust. Control something so you can be in control of you.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Come on, bro.
That's where we at. We must be in control of us. Our ancestors knew this 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago. That's why they gave us systematic practices to follow. Because it was through these systematic practices that the discipline was developed. Because if you don't have discipline, you're not going to carry no knowledge into practice. Trust me. You can read 1,000 books. If you lack discipline, you're not going to act on any of them.
Right. Right.
Discipline is the key to implementing knowledge. Knowledge comes by way of information. It takes discipline to sit down and acquire the information, to sift through it so you can get to the facts and extract from the facts and make them a part of your life. Once you make it a part of your life, you got to act on it. It takes discipline so you can act and to stay true to what you acted on. If you lack the discipline, you can act, but then you'll waver away. You deviate. You need the discipline to stay strong because you will be challenged every way. You will be challenged from the time you start doing it until the time you transcend and go over to the ancestral land.
That's right.
You're going to be challenged. You cannot enter what we define as being the African.
That's right.
You're going to be challenged. You cannot enter what we define as being the African liberation struggle and think a time will come when you don't meet resistance. You have romanticized the struggle. You have idealized the struggle. You have sensationalized it. Don't do any of that. The struggle is what it is. It's a struggle. It implies hardship and difficulty. And it's going to be that way to the end. Even when we become liberated, you still going to have to struggle. Because once you become liberated, the forces want to come back and get you again. So the struggle stay on. The struggle is indefinite. It's an infinite struggle. If you're not ready for that, then go and lay down and die. And I mean that. If you're not ready for that, just go ahead and lay down and die because you're a waste of African human material. That's where we at. We gotta move forward. We gotta move school. I work in a school that got 865 children in it. 865. And they say 75%, they say 75% of the school, it's a high school, is reading on a 4th grade level. And they look like you and I. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying, because it bothers me, it hurts me, I'm upset, I'm frustrated. We don't have time to keep bullcrapping about this thing. We have to get it. And if you're not serious, get out the way. Just get out the way. When you walk up this building, if you're not serious about what you heard here tonight, just keep walking and just keep walking and just keep walking. But just get out of our way. We don't have time anymore. We don't have time. Our ancestors, they done came, they did the work, they did the research, they laid the path, they showed us the way. It's Pan-Afrikanism. That is the way. Let's add to it. Let's build on it. Let's evolve it. Let's